Hello everyone, my name is Rashmi. I'm a part of Team 11 for the software engineering project, and this is our submission for the project. So this is the Seek Educational Portal, which is an AI powered portal where we're using a rack based architecture, and we have integrated that bot, that AI agent into our portal. It's called Cognibot. So we are logged in as a student, and we are on the student dashboard. I can go ahead and select any of these courses. So I'm going to select Python. Then I can navigate to the lecture page where I can play the lecture. So as you can see, I can play the lecture. I can summarize the lecture by clicking on the summarize button, after which I can also download this summary, and this is going to be downloaded as a text file. Then I can submit a review, so I can say something like great lecture, or just I can say great introduction. Then this review is submitted. I can ask any questions, so I can ask them what kind of IDEs can I use for Python. So IDEs used for Python, and this question is going to be submitted directly to the instructor for this course. So it responds with question or doubt received successfully, which is great. Then I can go to any other lecture and I can do all of these things for any lectures. So I can ask Cognibot to generate extra questions for any of these lectures. So I can just click on this button, and with the click of this button, this is going to generate practice questions related to the content of this lecture. So I can practice from here. So yes, you can see that this question is related to this lecture, which I currently actually selected. So I can solve these problems, and I can practice and know the areas where I'm lacking, which is pretty helpful. And I can ask any question. So I can ask it to clarify what PEP8 is in Python. So I can ask I ask Cognibot for any clarification related to any of the courses, any concepts that I'm actually enrolled in. So it's going to generate a response and tell me what PEP8 is. So great. So this has responded with this answer, and it's actually telling me why does PEP8 matter in Python, and what are the key aspects of PEP8, what does PEP8 include or what it does not include. Then it's also pointing me towards different resources which I can refer to for more explanation. If I want examples, I can ask it to give me examples of PEP8. Now I don't need to type out the entire query. I don't need to say give me more examples for PEP8. It just picks up the context automatically, which is great. So it's telling me what the good and bad examples of PEP8 are. And yes, this is basically, if I want, I can actually use an image, and then I can basically use an image as an input, and then it is going to help me understand that. So I can basically just input this image, and then it's going to understand, pick up the context from this image, and it's going to help me understand what has been described in this image. So you can see that it's actually about if-else condition, so it's going to give an explanation for this image. So this is okay, so it sounds like you're grappling with a common point of confusion when learning about if-else statements. So it's trying to break down the problem described in the image, and it's giving these code examples and helping me understand how this works. So yeah, that's that. So there are some other things that I can also use it for. So for example, I am on this assignment, so I can go ahead and ask Cognibot. I can basically just copy and paste this question, and this is not going to give me a direct answer to this question. So I have basically asked it to I've basically just copied and pasted this question. It's not giving me any direct answer to this question, which is great because this is a graded assignment. It's just giving me an explanation of the concept. For example, what is basic printing? What are these different variables? But it's not, giving me the direct answer. It's just pointing me towards it. I can ask it to, okay, So please explain to me the different machine learning concepts by using Minecraft as an analogy. So this is going to process this audio input, and then it's going to give me an explanation. Okay, so yeah, so this has given me an explanation. So it's helping me understand what supervised learning is. So imagine you're teaching a villager in Minecraft. So these are different parts of the game. And then what unsupervised learning is, what in reinforcement learning is, classification or regression or overfitting is. So if you only show the villager examples of oak wood from one specific biome, they might not recognize oak wood from other biomes. This is overfitting. So this is really great for understanding these different concepts. Now, if I want, I can get the recommendations and feedback based on my score in any particular assignment. So if I select any of these options, okay, so let's say I'm just going to select some random options. I don't know if they're correct or not. And then it's going to generate some feedback based on my performance in this assignment. So I'm going to click on submit assignment, and then it's going to submit the assignment, basically just assess my performance, whether my answer is correct or not. So as you can see, my score is 3 over 6. So it's going to give me a feedback. So it says that I have demonstrated a good understanding of some core Python concepts, achieving a 50% accuracy rate. Then it's going to give me some recommendation based on my performance. So it's telling me that I understand the string printing concept, which is evident from my correct answers for question number 1, question number 3, and question number 6. But I'm lacking in these areas. So these are the study recommendations for these concepts. Now this is also pointing me towards different resources, multiple choice questions and multiple select questions, and it's telling me to practice. And yeah, so for question 2, it is actually trying to address the misconceptions for these questions. Okay, so that's great, but if I want, I can ask it to give the same types of feedback for my Python code if I want. So I can do def sum a comma b. Then I can basically just do anything. So let's say I am deliberately try to have this error where I have not defined a variable, and then I'm going to call this function with some input, and it's going to compile this, and it says name error, name C is not defined on line 3, and I'm just going to submit this, and then it's going to tell me what am I doing wrong. So it's going to give me a feedback. It's going to tell me that I need to be careful about variable scope and readability issues. Okay, so these are the different things it's telling me, and yeah, so that's very helpful. So that's my assignment help, lecture help, and then we will talk about help and documentation. So in this course we have different grading criterias, different schemes and different policies that are mentioned in the handbook. So if I want the details about diploma, I can get this from here. So I just need to click on send, and then it's going to generate a response. So the program offers 2 diplomas, which is great. So similarly, I can ask it to tell me what the grading criteria for the course machine learning practices, and it's going to generate a response for me. So it's telling me the formula for machine learning practice. So this is what this is about. So this is the distribution of the marks, and that's great. So I can look at my profile. So that's for the student functionality. Of course, there is the topic search option where I can search for any topic. So this is not your basic search, this is AI based topic search. So I can search for data, and then it's going to give me these responses. So I can click on any of these cards, and it's going to navigate me to the concept, which is data, which was discussed in these courses and in these lectures. So data frame was discussed in the machine learning practice course. I can also search for variable, and then it's going to generate the response for me. If I search for anything randomly, it's just going to say no result found in any of the subjects or lectures. So that is a very specific type of topic search. Now I'm going to now move to the instructor functionality. So I'm going to log out and then I'm going to log in as an instructor. So I've already created an account and registered as an instructor, but if I want I can do that again. So let's say so I'm actually going to go ahead and log in as an instructor and enter this password, and then I'm going to log in. And okay, so this is the instructor dashboard, and this is just the name of the instructor. I can look at the different reports, review reports generated for each course that the instructor teaches. So I can say generate review report, and this is going to generate a report based on the reviews for week 1 lectures. Okay, so this is the entire review report, and I can generate the FAQ suggestions based on the doubts or questions asked for each particular lecture. So I can just click on generate FAQ, and it's going to generate a response for me. Okay, so that's great. So if else and switch case, this difference was asked in Python and Java. And similarly for this, the pacing issues were, this was one of the reviews, and some people reviewed so I gave it a very high rating of 5 out of 5. Some students gave it a rating of 4 of 5. Some students gave it a very low rating of 1 over 5 or 2 over 5 for some lectures. So the reviews are a bit inconsistent. So I can do this for any of these courses. And so let's say so there are no reviews for week 1. It's just going to say that there are no review available for this week, so it's not going to generate any report for that. Now one thing that is left is the admin functionality of limiting the number of queries that I can send in an hour. So if I want, I can do that. So I'm just going to log in as the admin. And then I'll be directed to this page where I can set the query limit. So initially this was set to 300, so I could send like 300 requests per hour, but then I'm just going to limit this to 2. And so this has been updated. Now if I go over to the student page, so I'm just going to log in as the student. And then look at any of these courses. So as we can see, the limit has been reset to 2 requests per hour. Now I can just ask a very simple question like what SDLC is, and this is going to process this request and give me an explanation. I can ask it what the different stages so I'm basically asking it what the different stages in SDLC are, and then it's going to process that request and then generate an output. There's probably some sort of error. Now if I ask it anything, then it's just going to say that I have hit the limit, I cannot ask more questions. So I've already asked like 2 questions, and then since the limit is 2 requests per hour, I would have to wait for another hour for the limit to be reset. So that's that. So with that, we have basically demonstrated all of the functionalities, all of the features that were mentioned in the user stories. So this was our web application. Thank you so much.